Hello everyone, welcome back to our Odoo accounting series. In this video, we will discuss what are the credit note and how we can use credit note in our Odoo accounting system, and what is the difference between credit note and reset to draft. One of the person asked me this question on my social media account that if we are if there is an option of credit note, then why we cannot use reset to draft. So there is a difference between credit note and reset to draft. In this video, I will also cover this question, this query, which the person asked me on my social media account. So let's move with the definition first. So what is the credit note? A credit note is used to cancel or adjust an already issued invoice due to reasons like returns, discounts, error, or cancellations. Instead of deleting an invoice, a credit note ensures proper financial records and legal compliance by reversing the transaction while keeping an audit trail. Like for example, there is an issue with our invoice. Want to make changes in our invoice. At that time, this invoice is already confirmed and already shared with our customer. So at that point, we use reverse entry. In reverse entry system will also keep the previous history, as well as also allow us to update our invoice. So like in returns, discounts, errors, cancellation, in all these situations we can use reverse entry. So let's proceed with the example. I will go into the Odoo ERP system. I will search for the accounting module. In accounting module, I will go into the customer and invoices. I will create a new invoice, and then I will use both scenarios, reset to draft and the credit note, and we'll see what impacts comes on our transactions. So I will click on new, and here I will select any customer whose data is not already in our system, so we can easily identify the transactions and can do our testing. So at that time, I'll select the Doris call here, this customer, and I'll say this is our product, simple pen, and I am going to sell this 100 quantity to this customer. The total invoice is $138. Okay. So now when I save this and I confirm this, now this invoice is like confirmed from our side, and now you realize that there is some issues with your quantity, or there is some issue with the price, so you want to make changes into your invoice. So here what we can do, I will also open the journal items and journal entries on other two tabs, so you can guys can easily understand what it means about the what impact on the transaction it will come. So I will duplicate both the tabs, and one tab I will open the journal entries, and the other tab I will open the journal items. So now we have posted this, we have confirmed this invoice. Now when I will look into the partner, and I will search this partner Doris call. So there is the Doris call, and system posted one journal entry against this invoice on this is our invoice reference. If we can see invoice 003, and this is the invoice basically. So system our Odoo posted the invoice, posted the journal entry against this invoice. Now when I look into my journal items, I again search for the partner, and in partner Doris call is here. I can see there are three transactions with chart of account are available here against this invoice. So now I want to make changes in our invoice. I want to modify the quantity because I realize that quantity number is not correct in my invoice. So first I will go with the reset to draft. So I will click onto the reset to draft button. Now my invoice is in like if I can this is now in draft state. You can see here from posted to it become draft state. So now I will make changes. I say I'm going to sell 150 quantity to this customer. So that was the issue in my previous invoice. So I will confirm this again, and this time I will refresh my both pages so system can fetch the latest entries from our database. So if I search against the partner, So if I look into the Doris call, you can see there is only three transaction, but this time system modify our transactions. There is no previous history. Like in Doris call, we cannot see other three transactions which already we posted with the 100 quantity. After 100 quantity, I modify the invoice and I made this invoice to 150 quantity, and system is showing us 180 and $207 the for the complete invoice with including the tax. So if I look into our journal items, so system is showing the latest information, not our previous information, which from which we modify our invoice. So if I look into our journal entry also, so if I search for the partner again, and there is storage code, so system only fetching, only showing the latest information. It is not showing the previous journal entry which we made on 100 unit of quantity. So the previous, we don't have the previous information in our journal entry and journal items. So this is how, when you set to reset to draft, reset to draft means system do not maintain your previous history. It will not maintain your previous information from which you modify to the latest one. So now we will look into the reverse entry, how this credit note works. Okay, so now for example, these transactions are posted into our system. So we say there is mistake, or customer is not interested in that invoice. So we will move with the same example, like there is mistake with our quantity. So I will click on the credit note and I will mention quantities are not correct. uh, okay, so I will click on reverse and then I'll say to create another invoice, because I want to modify my invoice and I want to share this modified invoice with my customer. So I will click on reverse and create invoice. If this is a refund, simple a refund, you simply click on reverse and system will made a reverse entry against your previous journal entry. So when I click on to reverse and create invoice, so system will create an other invoice for me which is in draft state. So I can modify my quantities here, 200 quantities, and I will confirm this invoice. Now we will see how the transaction impact will come into the journal entries and journal items when we will do a, when we do credit note or reverse entry. I will refresh the page again. I will select the partner, and this time in journal entries you can see there are in journal entries in Doris calls there are three journal entries. Before this there was only one entry which is showing 207, but this time when I pass a credit note, a reverse entry, so I can see into the journal entries, system is showing three journal entries are here. One is 207, which was the previous journal entry. 207 in minus, which is like, which was the credit note, which we pass a credit note, means this is a reverse entry, and system is maintaining the previous information also. And also there is a one another journal entry line which is system is showing the latest information of our invoice. If we look into our invoice, this is our latest information, but system is also maintaining the previous history, previous information, and also showing this is 207, and there is a reverse entry of this 207. This is how credit note works. Let's look into the journal items. So in journal items, how this is working. So I again search for the partner, and in partner, I will click onto the Doris calls, and you can see in previous there were only three journal items lines, but this time there is nine total journal items lines against this client, against these two invoices. One was our previous invoice, and then we modify to the latest with the latest information. And if you can see here, this is the invoice, this is invoice 33, and if I open, so you can see here, this that was the previous invoice, $180. At that time the system is being credit, tax is being credit here in this chart of account, and 207 being debit on in account receivable account. But when we made the reverse entry of these three journal items, now you can see $180 is being on to the debit side, 207 is being on the on sorry 27, which was the tax, is being on to the debit side, and the 207, which was in previous journal entry, I can we can see here, which is being debit this in this state, but now this is being credit here. So all the transaction which are being credit and debit here, in reverse entry system make a reversal of all those transactions. Like if the transaction is here is being debit, in reverse the system is showing it a credit. So this is the reverse entry credit note. How credit note works: in credit note system maintain the previous information also. If we look into our journal ledgers, we will look for the account receivable in journal ledger for our audit purpose. So if I go into the journal ledger, and all journal, I'll select for the customer invoices, where this is customer invoices, and in account receivable I will search for this invoice 33. So you can see here 207 system is showing onto the debit side, and this is the reversal of this invoice 003 Doris calls. So this time the system is showing onto the credit side. So how this is a credit note help us to maintain the previous financial transaction history, and help us to identify that transaction. If there is any reversal, we can easily identify, okay, so this invoice have this reversal. But if we are using reset to draft, system will not maintain any your previous history, and it will not help you into your business transparency. So in credit note you have a complete transparency. If you are being making a refund of your products, doing corrections, system maintains all your history, and make sure transparency in your business. So this is basically the concept of credit note and reset to draft. If you like this video, please like and share this video with your other Odoo friends who are learning Odoo. Stay tuned for my new videos. Keep learning, keep growing. Thank you for your time. Have a good one. Bye.